Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to have a look at the next event that is coming in the new event cycle they've been doing in 2024. This is the Inferno Cannon event, and you can get yourself the PLZ 83-130. This is a pretty interesting vehicle. The event itself is going to be going from the 24th of April until the 8th of May, so very similar to what we've seen before, and a decently sized event. It has 7 stages in it, so it's a little bit shorter than other events that we've seen, and also a few other things are a little bit easier to get to too. This event will come after the April Fool's event, so make sure to get the April Fool's event done, and then also at the same time, basically comes about at the time of the new Battle Pass, which will be coming through. So what is the PLZ 83-130? This is an experimental version of the PLZ 83. It's going to be at rank 5 for China, and it is going to be an event vehicle tank destroyer. So it's not going to be a premium, it's still only an event vehicle, but it's at least a bit easier to earn. The vehicle itself, the difference between it and the standard PLZ 83 that we have in the game is the gun. Basically, the PLZ 83-130 has a 130mm instead of the 152mm that the standard one uses. The 130mm is the Type 59-1, which is a copy of the Soviet M46, so it should be able to do a lot of damage, and I'm sure it'll keep the kind of the bay autoloader that the other PLZ has, and therefore will be quite nice to generally play. So this vehicle should be really fun, and should overall just do quite a lot and have a bit of fun. If you haven't played the standard PLZ 83, you might not know how fun that vehicle is. The armor itself isn't great, but the mobility is quite nice on the chassis. The gun depression isn't too good, but at the same time, the reload on the gun and also the general way the gun feels is really, really good. Now, because it's an event, you can actually get a bunch of other stuff at the same time, so there are a bunch of different stages. You have the first stage, where you get a trophy with a random reward. The second stage, you get the Born to Hunt decal. Then third stage, random reward. Fourth stage, the Missile Man patch decal. And then also the fifth stage is the trophy with a random reward again. The sixth stage, anti-tank rocket launcher from China. This is going to be a decoration. And then also the seventh stage, you get the non-tradable coupon for the PLZ 83-130. So there's less stages this time to be able to get access to the vehicle, but they're also keeping the upgrade for the coupon thing. So basically, between the 24th of April and the 8th of May, you have to grind out 600,000 mission points to be able to get access to the coupon for the PLZ 83-130. So if you want to sell it, then that is how that's going to happen. And that's basically double the grind usually of these things. Each stage is actually cheaper than the previous ones, so the previous events we've seen this year, only 35,000 mission points apiece, so it should be a lot easier to actually go through, which is quite nice. And once again, you have to play ground battles in order to get access to it, so rank 3 or above in arcade, realistic, or simulator. The number of mission points is a little bit easier, and also with the multiplier should be easier too. The other thing to also mention is you can use event vehicles from rank 1 and 2 for the event as well. The only thing which kind of sucks about this event is you don't get a premium vehicle out of it. Instead, it's a kind of tank destroyer, which is an event vehicle, so once you get it, you're going to have to grind it out. But it is a lot easier to get compared to a bunch of other ones that have been around. Only 7 stages to get access to, and also they're bringing back the whole discounts on purchasing stage using GE. So if you get so far through a stage, but you don't complete it, you do get a discount on the amount that you have to pay, which I think is pretty cool. So overall, this event is marrying old ideas and kind of new ideas with a pretty fun vehicle, you know, the PLZ 83-130. I think overall people will enjoy this vehicle. As somebody who's played a lot of the PLZ 83, it can be a little bit cumbersome when it starts, and the gun depression does get annoying, but as long as this one gets a stabilizer, it should be completely fine to go around and hammer things. The interesting thing as well is the gun, the M46 Soviet gun, which could technically be mounted on a bunch of different things. I'm just wondering if we're going to see it more in the future now that it's on this vehicle. And when it comes to the random chests, which you can get at some of the stages, they have access to Silver Lions, Silver Lion or Research Boosters, random wages and orders, universal backups, a random camouflage for a vehicle you own, and also a day of premium. So the same as usual. Nothing that's really different there compared to the norm. So this next event should be easier than the previous ones. It's also a little bit shorter than what we've seen before. I think in general, this type of event is a lot easier to get through, and since it marries with the start of the battle pass, you know, you can just kind of grind it alongside doing your dailies, doing your specials, doing the challenges, doing all of those things that are around the place. And China as a tech tree right now is in a very positive place. There is a lot of parts of it which are really fun, and I feel like it's one of those which people generally kind of forget about, at least in the overall community, mainly because at the lower tiers there's quite a lot of copy and paste, so therefore, you know, getting through it can be a bit boring. I remember when I first started playing China, the big barrier for me was actually a 5.7 with all the Soviet tank destroyers, which just sucked. They weren't very fun to play, they weren't very fun to move around, but nowadays it's a little bit better. And I feel like with the higher echelons of China being how they are, there is a lot to kind of go for and a lot to have fun with. And the amount of event vehicles that they brought in, I think, are quite good too. So I hope going forward, you know, this vehicle will kind of spur people into playing China. I have said in the past, and I still believe it now, that China is one of the best starter tech trees if you are new to the game to actually play, because they have so many different vehicles around the place, so many different and fun, you know, intuitive things to have a go at. It makes more sense to me to actually, you know, have fun with those things instead of just, you know, kind of leaving them and going to play different tech trees. America is a great starter nation, Germany is too, the USSR is pretty good as well, but China is definitely up there. And with this event, hopefully it brings more people to it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Tullio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pieman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Alan Hacker, Ozzy Panzer, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Cam Arslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.